Okay, here we go. Hi, John here in Berkeley, California at the Animal Liberation Conference, having a wonderful time. And I met Emily, and Emily agreed to sit down for a video and share some information about yourself. For instance, what inspired you to go vegan, Emily?
What inspired me to go vegan was my friend Kate. She showed me this lifestyle, and I began to look into it, and I saw this YouTube video called 101 Ways to Go Vegan, and from there I was like, oh, okay, like, wow, this is a lot. So it sparked my interest. With a lot of peer pressure from my family and friends, I began to fall off of the bandwagon, and when I ate the animal again, I felt sick, and so I used that power to fuel me so I could keep pushing myself for this movement and being nah, this is the right thing to do, I have to do it. It's not about my taste buds or about what I want in the present moment. It's about the bigger picture. And so I actually watched the documentary called Earthlings, and it changed my life, and from that moment I said I'd never eat another animal or another animal product ever again. So from there, I watched Cowspiracy and read Dr. Richard Opperlander's book, Comfortably Unaware, and there's just so much that goes into it. So from there, I just kind of went down a rabbit hole of learning so much, and my passion has grown extremely.
Wonderful. Yeah. And you've gotten into doing activism too. What types of activism do you like to do?
One of my favorites is just doing vegan outreach, as well as involved with the Anonymous for the Voiceless, because it involves outreach as well as letting people for themselves come to this awareness and see the truth for themselves. It's not in your face kind of thing. It's just kind of on their own willpower, which is cool. I do appreciate all the different types of activism as well, because there's a time and a place for everyone. I'm beginning to start a SAVE movement as well, so it's exciting.
I know some vegans who are in a relationship with someone who's not a vegan, and they find it frustrating. But you got your partner to go vegan. How did you do that?
Yeah. So my boyfriend Nathan, he has also a band called Ponga and a personal music called GM Steve. It's all on Spotify. But he is very passionate about the environment, and that's where I first was able to strike that conversation. And he was the type of person to put a bucket underneath the shower head so he could catch all the water that was warming up, and he had all these barrels out in front of his house, and I looked at him and I was talking to him, and I was he really loved burgers at the time, like anybody else, and I looked at him and said, this is a fourth pound of a hamburger, just 660 gallons of water, which can also be the same amount as showering for 2 months. And so he was what? Blown away. From there, he started to question me more, and so I started to be able to start to tell him things, and eventually he was ready to watch the documentary Cowspiracy, and he paused the video in the middle of the movie, and he turned around, he was crying, and he's I will never eat another animal again.
Rather than adapt to the world as it is, we can make a new world, because there's lots of stuff that's really messed up about this world. I hate capitalism. I've been walking around Berkeley and seeing people sleeping on the streets, and we need a world where everyone has a safe, warm, dry place to sleep, and
Very
food.
true.
Why aren't we planting fruit trees everywhere and stuff like that?
Yeah. And I'll even walk around, there's so many empty buildings that are just sitting there, and it's nothing there, and there's all these people the day before that, when we were walking back from the march, I saw this man, and he had a baby. He was 2 years old, and a dog, and he was houseless, and it just broke my heart, because it's those people really need help, and this government and the way just the world works, it kind of makes them so the point where they can't really get out of that almost. And it's cruel. The 1%'s getting even more wealthier, and it's we need to work as a community and love everybody so much equally, and just share this love and passion for everybody. And so when we work together, we can unite, and we can change the world and do so much good, instead of seeing so much deprivation and sadness. But
yes,
for sure. Everybody, you as well, we all have the power to change this world, and it all starts with us. So
you mentioned that you're an integrative health coach. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so I focus on primary and secondary food. So primary is like relationships, career, physical activity, and spirituality. And then secondary foods like the actual food we eat and how both of those really go into health. So with my specialty, I help people adapt and fix both their primary and secondary food through a vegan lifestyle, from, you know, the food we eat to the clothes we wear to the products we buy to the entertainments that we go to, and just being mindful. And this lifestyle really helps fuel that like wholesomeness of like both of everything. And for me, like, before I was vegan, I was on antidepressants, I was very sick, I weighed 155 pounds, I had ginormous breasts, like I was very sick, I had bad acne, my body literally thought I was either dying or I was pregnant, it was bad. So when I went vegan, I attacked my secondary food first, and it ended up balancing out my primary food because my relationships were bad. I hated going to school. I was very physically active and struggled with my weight, so emotionally I was distraught. And my spirituality, like, I didn't know how to make my morals in line because I didn't understand, with the brainwashing that this world has had us in, that my morals and my actions weren't in line. So I just didn't know where I stood. So when I went vegan, I was actually able to help myself and get out of that hole that I was in, have better, stronger relationships, have better relationships with myself, as well as ability to really understand, you know, what I want to do with my life and where my goals are with my spirituality and where I want to help and put my effort into helping this world. I'm also very physically active, and yeah, my career is amazing. I get to, you know, be passionate about this lifestyle and help people achieve their happiest, best versions of themselves and help them get to their goals, because like if we focus on bio-individuality, like everybody's body deals with things differently. So, you know, one person, you know, may be fine with wheat and one person may not be, but I essentially, you know, help people get to a vegan conclusion and understand that these products that we're eating is not only bad for our health, but it's bad for the environment, as well as we're killing thousands, hundreds of thousands animals every day. You know, it's ridiculous, but you know, it all starts with us, and we can make a change in this world. So
yes, well, thank you for helping people. And you, if people want to connect with you online, they could do so through, you said you have Instagram, and you're gonna have a YouTube channel coming out.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel coming out.
Excellent.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Sunshine Moonlighter. My phone number, you can also contact me as well. It is 805-821-1785. I also have an email, which is emilyyourcoach@gmail.com. And I started a YouTube channel with my boyfriend, Nathan, and that's called Emanate because my name's Emily and his name's Nathan. So it's like Emanate, but like Emanate because we emanate this vegan lifestyle and help put out some recipes. But yeah, I'm starting a YouTube channel, so stay tuned, and you may be able to see some awesome stuff coming your way.
Awesome. Thanks for being vegan and compassionate as fuck.
Thank you for being compassionate and vegan as fuck.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.